Hey guys, what's up? Let's get into this. Kim Porter's book. We're going through chapters 4 through 10. If you want the first chapters and also the chapter about Shyne and Diddy and J-Lo, there's already a part 1 on my YouTube channel. Baby, we getting right into part 2. Let's go. Also, you are very funny, BRJ. BRJ was like, yo, Tisa probably fighting mosquito. I'm just saying. Gotta do what I've got to do. Okay, you guys, first of all, if you want the book, the link is in my description box. I'm not associated with the book at all. I don't care if you click on that link. I don't even get any money from it. If you don't, just Google Kim Porter's in her own words. Why? Because I'm reading it and I want whoever wrote it to profit. Now, who wrote it? Really quick, let me just get through this. There is a man, I believe his name is Jimmy. He is writing under a euphemism, Jamal. He wrote it. Where did he get the information from? He is saying, now this is like in the Amazon bestsellers. He is saying that he got the book from a hard drive. Kim Porter felt that her life something was going on. She gave all her close friends a hard drive because if anything happened to her, she wanted there to be information and evidence. Apparently, he said he's been sitting on this hard drive for a while. He said somebody very, very close to Kim gave him the hard drive because while Diddy, before he got arrested and before we knew anything with Cassie, they were all afraid that Diddy was too powerful and something was going to happen to them. They passed along the hard drive. He held it in confidence. They said now that Diddy is arrested, they finally have the strength to speak the truth. Now, before we get into chapters 4 through 10, I have to say this disclaimer. That he says he's 100% innocent. He didn't say he didn't do any of the horrible things he's being accused from. He has not commented on this book. Lawyers have not sent cease and desist. I do want to say that it is this gentleman's, the author, saying that this is Kim's diary entries in her own words. Now, Kim did do an interview and say she was actually working on a book. I know that a lot of her, not a lot, but one of her friends came out and said that she was doing what do you call it? Like she wasn't working on a book. However, there's video that we actually showed in another video where Kim sat down and said she was working on a book. So in any case, let me just put this up really quick. In any case, hold on. There we go. In any case, this hasn't been independently verified. We do not know whether this is actually Kim's book or not. We know that we read that mug and it was good. And if you want to see that, read the whole book, please go order it on Amazon. It is one of the best sellers. We're going to see in the coming days where the sources are, and we're going to wait for people, including Kim's family, friends, cohorts, whatever, to come out and either verify. I do want to say there already has been articles where people have verified that Diddy was controlling Diddy. Listen, anyway, we already know what time Diddy's on, demon time. I wonder what demon time he's on in the county jail. Okay, anyway, let's get into this. This is getting into chapters 4 through 10 of Kim's book, okay? We are going to do the dramatic reinterpretation. If you got to clean your room, do something, let's get into it. Again, the first chapters, okay? The first 3 chapters are on the earlier live. Go ahead and check that out. Okay, here we go. We're going to start in chapter 5 because I just remembered I did chapter 4 in the earlier live. We are going to skip around. I got the juiciest bits, but of course, you know, I don't want to step on the author and make sure they get their money. So anyway, let's get into this. Chapter 5, Sean kneels. The year passed. Hold on, let me put my Kim voice on. The year passed, and thankfully, we didn't have any bad arguments. Oh, chapters 1 through 3. Let me just keep you guys up if you're not going to watch the first live. Chapter 1 through 3 details Kim growing up in Atlanta, but then it also talks about when she met Albie Shore, the way she had love for him, but she met Diddy and how charming he was. When she met Diddy, he had a penchant. he liked Kim to, you know, take the lead, and use things that with the booty. Kim said she felt disgusted and revolted by it, but Diddy would always beg her to do it. Then again, this has not been independently verified. We're just telling you what's in the book, okay? That was in the first three. Also said details the first time that Diddy actually laid hands on her and how he pulled her back in and why she stayed. Okay, do we have all this? All right, let's put a little gloss on because, yeah, the lips get dry. I'm gonna be talking a lot. All right, let's us go. Chapter 5, Shyne kneels. The year passed, and thankfully, we didn't have many bad arguments. Although Shyne was strangely getting into voodoo, he would put curses on people, and I wasn't sure how to respond to the craziness. My problem as a single mother was I wanted to be married. He always had excuses and delays when it came to committing to marriage. But his label was blowing up. Biggie dropped, and it was just about over. He had also signed MaryJ Blige. And of course, when I found out he slept with her, we fought. He claimed it was a mistake, and my stupid ASS took him back again. Shyne asked me for a threesome with her. At first, I was mad, but Mary was beautiful. It was our first threesome, and I loved it. Mary was sexy. I would not be doing this a lot, but it was so hot. I was young, and I was exploring my sexuality, and it was enticing. Now, over the years, in the first paragraph, pow, pow, in the first paragraph, every sentence, listen, Jamal, whoever wrote this book, you gagged the girls. Now, we will see how much of this is true, okay? It has not been independently verified. It just dropped. Literally, we got it fresh off the presses. But in the first thing, his label was blowing up. She wanted to be married. Diddy was getting into voodoo. He signed MaryJ Blige. He slept with her, but they wanted a threes company, and she was mad. But then she was turned on by MaryJ, so she said, "Okay, this was a lot, but let's keep going." Now, over the years, we brought other women into our bedrooms periodically, and we were happy. That is until one day I came home to a situation that went from awkward to nightmare. Quincy was with the babysitter, and Shyne was sitting with Albie Shore at the dinner table. I had a child with Al, and Shyne was the father in Quincy's life. The awkwardness of all this being together had dissolved a long time ago. But it was still weird that they were here in my home together, alone. I sat down. We had some drinks. It was fun. The conversation was cool until it wasn't. Al was a little loose after a couple of drinks. Now, I do remember him saying, "Yo, it's still weird seeing you with my best friend. And you're happy. So I'm happy for you guys." Shyne responded, "Yo, thanks, man. Me and you, we shared so much." Al replied coolly, "Word." The conversation took an odd and awkward turn when Shyne said, "Yo, we all been together sexually, but not together." I was shocked for a moment. The quietness lingered in the room. I said, "What do you mean by all together?" Al shifted uncomfortably. Shyne didn't hesitate. You know how we sometimes invite other people into our bed? I couldn't believe this. "Oh, hell no. Shyne, this is my son's father. Al, say something." What Al said was mind-boggling. "I don't know." Oh, I'm sorry. Al's voice. When does Al be sure sound right? "I don't know. It could be kind of hot. I miss you in that way." I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that Shyne would do this, The truth was, I still cared about Al, and this could be very, very hot. I just didn't want it messing up my relationship. And if things became awkward, I mean, how would that affect Quincy? So I asked, Are are y'all both sure? I imagine both I imagine both of them invited me. I knew this would be awkward sexually. There would be some bumping of genital. Oh my God. There would be some bumping of uglies. I'm changing words because I don't want to be demonetized. But what happened next? I couldn't have imagined in my wildest dreams. Al, blink, 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 they exited out. I couldn't believe it. I stood there in shock. But when Sean and then they did blankety blank blank, they exited out in the book. I ran out the room. This was too much. I couldn't. Sean called out to me. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, Kimmy. They didn't chase after me. They blankety blank blank. They blacked it out in the book. I guess they had to keep this book PG-13 for Amazon. She goes on to say, I couldn't get the image out of my mind. I couldn't be with Sean for a while. But that wouldn't be the last time I saw Sean in a compromising position. Not by a long shot. One day, I found the vault where he kept all his encounters with men. Yes, he kept a record of it. But that's for later. Okay, let's really quick. Let's fast forward. Let's fast forward to chapter 6. This is about Tupac. Actually, hold on. Oh, let's go into the threats. We'll come back to the Pac. Let's go into chapter 7. We'll jump around. At this point, I knew I had to get away from him, but I was scared. If he's going to take my life, but is he going to take my life if I try to escape? One February evening, I thought I found my opportunity at dinner after the event. We were at a ritzy restaurant in a private booth. It was an exclusive setup. We were all alone, but we were still in public. Yo, this is perfect. Sean was on the phone talking to an unknown listener as he sat down. His words on that call will be etched forever in my mind. Yo, we going to release. Who shot you? Now. He waited for a response, then went on to say, of course they're going to think Blige was talking about Pac. That's the whole effing point. Nobody would get an F about a diss track against LL Cool J, against LL effing Cool J. Do you know how much money we'll make with this kind of rap beef? Ninjas battling after someone really got shot? Now, this may not be the best time for this conversation. Sean was finishing up. Yo, we drop that shit tomorrow. He listened into the phone, then responded. There's gonna be blood in the street. Ninjas miss. Pac's alive. Let's capitalize on that ish. When he responds, it's just gonna be more money. Sean turned around and looked at me and then spoke back into the phone. Yo, I'll call you back. He hung up the phone and then turned to me. Yo, what's wrong? I tried my best to give a fake smile at what I'd heard. After all, me and Pac were intimate. God, he dropping bombs. I responded, nothing. Sean wasn't fooled. Are you sure? Now his demeanor was becoming very threatening, but I responded as cool as I could muster to his intimidating stare. Yeah, Sean, of course. He took my hand, saying, that's wonderful. He began to squeeze my hand until it hurt as he continued. Because soon you walk in the office while I was talking about killing that MFer, you not saying ish to me. Had me just a little concerned. His grip was starting to hurt badly. You're hurting me. As he continued, he squeezed tighter. You're pretending you didn't hear anything was a sign of your loyalty to me, not something I should be concerned with, right? I had no choice but to give him the answer he wanted. I knew I was trapped when I responded, of course not, Sean. I'm loyal to you. He let me go. Good. And remember, I'm the big DIC. I snatched my hand back in pain. He smiled and said, let's start off with some good wine. He snapped his fingers, snap, and his favorite wine was poured for him. They knew what Sean wanted, and what he wanted, he got. I'm trapped. Now, this is a time for me to launch. Now isn't the time for me to launch my escape plan. I have to be strategic. It's going to be hard to leave the glamour, the glitz, the lifestyle. I mean, this man just snapped his fingers in one of the most exclusive restaurants in New York City, and they poured his drink of choice. The bottle of wine was $800, and this is 1994. The list to get in this place is 6 months long if you're someone. Mayor Giuliani had a table here tonight also. If I got up and I walked out, I would be safe. But what about tomorrow? All right, I had to think. I looked over. Sean was sipping his wine and smiled. You not drinking? He pointed at my glass, and of course a waiter filled it. They knew what I liked as well. Now, Sean had a bad temper. He yells sometimes. And listen, he roughed me up once or twice, but he never punched me. He never bruised me. And he never hit Quincy. I would not have stood for that. He never laid a hand on my son. At that time, I never thought of him touching Quincy in any way. Then the significance of what he said hit me. Is he mad at Pac over me? I'm the big DIC. Oh my God. Yo, the last time he put his hands on me, it was because I enjoyed Jamie Foxx too much. Ish. He enjoyed Jamie too. He gets insanely jealous. It's not fair. He wants to bring other men into the bedroom but gets jealous when he does. Damn, you quiet tonight, he said, snapping me back to the present. I asked a question that was burning in my mind since I walked into that office. What does Chris think of this? He looked at me coolly and said, his fat ass better just keep doing music. Now, a third guest was escorted over by security. Sean motioned for him to sit. A waiter walked over to Sean Carter and asked, oh, Jay-Z just entered the scene. A waiter walked over to Sean Carter and asked, would you like something? Sean responded, no, thank you. And then said, hey, how you doing? To me with a smile. Smile, and I replied, hey, Carter, and took a sip of my drink. The Seans may share a bed together from time to time. Yo, this book is wild. I'm sorry. This book is wild. Every sentence, something new comes in. I'm going to have to change the title on this. Oh my God. Yo, this book has not been verified. I wonder if this book is going to get a cease and desist, pulled down, or sued. And I wonder, but you know, if somebody sues you for defamation, the only defense is to the truth. It's the truth. Again, we're reading what's written in the book. I would assume that the editors actually did a fact check to make sure they could actually print this. Anyway, let me get back. Yo, this is crazy. If you guys don't know, so much has happened. They're claiming Kim had relations with Tupac. They're claiming, but this is supposed to be Kim's diary. They're claiming that Diddy tried to capitalize off of Pac's shooting and may have had something to do with it. They're claiming that Kim and Sean had fun with Jamie Foxx. They're claiming that Diddy and Sean Carter, the two Seans, had fun. They're claiming that MaryJ, Blige, and Kim were having fun. Okay. God. Okay, here we go. Let's get back into this. Okay. A third guest was escorted over by security. Sean motioned for him to sit down. A waiter walked over to Sean Carter and asked, would you like something? Sean Carter responded. So she calls Sean Jigga, calls him Carter. Carter responded, no, thank you. And then he looked at me and said, hello. Smiling, I replied, "Hey, Carter," and took a sip of my drink. The Shawns may share a bed together from time to time, but thankfully, I was never asked to join. Carter went on to speak to Diddy. I'm just going to use their names. Jay-Z went on to speak to Diddy. Hey, I thought we were meeting in private. Diddy replied with a nonchalant shrug. I had to discuss something with her. It's fine. Go ahead. He wielded this kind of power. Jay-Z shifted uncomfortably in his chair before continuing. It's true. Chris and Pac were about to start their own label. Diddy slammed his fist against the table, shouting, doesn't anyone have any effing loyalty? Jay-Z kept going. Well, that's not happening now, right? Diddy peered at Jay-Z with distrust. Why the F are you so eager to share this with me? Chris is your man. He bought you on, and you're stabbing him in the back. Jay-Z responded with indignity. First, I'm tired of being that ninja's son. I need to come out from his damn shadow. Now, this made Diddy smile. Okay, I respect that. Jay-Z wasn't done. On top of that ninja's making that move. It should have been with me. Diddy looked at Jay-Z blankly. Pac put Chris on. You know this, right? Diddy said, what's this really about, Jigga? Don't effing try to play me. The Jay-Z of today wasn't born yet. This young Sean Carter was in over his head. Corner, he had to spill it out. I want a spot. Ambition. Now listen, Sean said, Diddy said, ambition. Now this is a man I can work with. Diddy made a grandiose gesture toward Jay-Z. Waiter, get this MF or whatever he wants. Jay-Z smiled. Thank you. But then Diddy wasn't done. Honesty and ambition. We're going to make a lot of bread together. Jigga ordered a drink. And then he said, guess he won't be leaving with that ninja to do their own label now. Oof. Diddy responded with his normal air of arrogance. Why don't you let me worry about that? I took this as my cue to escape. I told Sean, I'm going to go ahead and get back to Quincy. Sean was wrapped up in conversation with Jay-Z and barely noticed as he excused me. Have the limo drop you off. We didn't eat. And Diddy didn't care. I smiled and kissed him on the cheek and I left. Woo, y'all. Oh my God. This is crazy. There's more. When I'm reading this book, all I hear is, oh my God, my God. Okay. This is wild. Okay, let's get into chapter 8. Khadijah. They're talking about Quincy Jones' disorder. This is a tell-all. Okay, so they're talking about Quincy Jones' disorder in chapter 8. We're just jumping around the book. The book is Kim in her own words. I put it in the description box. Hold on really quick. Let me tell y'all what the name of this is. I put a link to buy it in the description box just because, I like for everyone to eat, especially when I'm using their material for my live. It's the alleged memoir. It's Kim's Words, A Journey from Justice from the Other Side. It was released in Amazon. It is on the bestsellers list. There is a link in my bio, in the description box. Sorry, there's a link in the description box in this video if you guys want to order it, or you can just put in Google, because I don't get any money from it, so I don't care if you click or not. Kim's Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side. Okay, so there's no Amazon affiliate link, so don't feel like that, but just Google it and it'll pull up. Anyway, let's get back into this. Kidada. Anyway, I thought her name was Khadijah Jones. Anyways, Quincy Jones's daughter, Khadida. We'll call her Khadida. How do you say her name? Anyway, we'll call her Kiki. It's Quincy Jones's daughter, okay? actress, model, and fashion designer. Kadada Jones was Tupac Shakur's fiance and is the daughter of record producer Quincy Jones and actress Peggy Lipton. Being around other celebrities was just part of life. Meeting Kadada was just one of those events. And as the time went on, we actually became really close. We hung out together, we went shopping, and so on. It was about the same time I met Kimora. Oh, Kimora Lee has entered the scene. Those were the days, or so I thought. We always had girl talk, and the fact that she was dating someone I had previously been with wasn't a source of contention. Now, here's the thing. I heard too that I think Gene Dill was the one that actually said it. I did an interview with Gene Dill. Go ahead and check it out. Y'all know Big Unc Gene Dill. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, The Gene Dill Show, please go. He is one of the illest and brillest, right? I wonder if he's going to testify with the grand jury and also in the trial. I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, right? And he be telling all the things. And shout out to Gene Dill for his channel. Also, shout out to Gene Dill and the Art of Dialogue. If you guys have not followed the Art of Dialogue, please go and give them a follow. They just did an interview with Freddie P. Don't leave the channel. Just go give them a follow. When I say the camera quality, the stories, the angles, it's Chef Kiss. Art of Dialogue, I feel like it's going to be one of those channels in 3 years. It's going to have like 50 million subscribers, you know? They're really doing big things in such a like really good, elegant way. Interesting. Like it seems really professional, you know? Anyway, right? And they ask good questions. They're really good interviewers. Okay, so let's get back to this, right? Anyway, Gene Dill, I forgot what I was saying. Gene Dill actually said when I interviewed him, it's in the full thing, that Kim 100% used to date Russell Simmons. Now, I don't know how serious they were. He said, but they definitely dated. But, you know, I guess in that thing, it's a small circle. So, you know, people, you know, from people, you know, to be anyway, right? We always had girl talk. And the fact that Kimora was dating someone I had previously been with, it wasn't even a source of contention. We didn't get jealous of each other. It was just girl talk stuff. No, I did not become intimate with Kadia. Kimora was too jealous for that. Woo! Headshots for the year, huh? You better walk around like Daft Punk. Yo, I feel like I'm getting headshots for the year. This is too juicy. Yes, Kadia knew about Kimora, Sean, and me all being together. Of course she did. We shared that kind of thing. We were open and honest with each other about almost everything. A true friendship, except I couldn't be open and honest about everything. Not anymore. Sean made sure of that. Now, Kadia and Pac were the greatest couple. He was always so cool. And yes, he was sexy. She was so beautiful and fun. Before all the tension and beef, we used to all hang out together. It was always dope vibes. But with Pac shooting and suspicious surrounding Sean and Jimmy, the vibes between Kadia and I weren't always perfect. Then came that night. Award shows weren't anything new to us at this point. We dolled up as the men got groomed. We didn't choose what we wore. A stylist prepared our color palettes, a makeup artist did our makeup, and the hairstylist did our hair. This was just the way of things. We shared the best stylist in the business. Sometimes we would all go to the studio for an event to get our measurements taken, but this time, Kadia seemed different. It felt like something was wrong. But when I probed her, she wouldn't tell me anything. Then the day of the event was here. We would all see each other inside. Even though Sean was my man, as far as props, I had nothing on Kadia. Being Quincy Jones' daughter had perks, and superstardom was among them. And Pac wasn't there. When she saw us, she came over to our table. We sat around kicking it in a very, very dope vibe. Sean knew he was going to clean up at this award show. He had all but taken over the East Coast, musically at least. With all the hits, there really was no way he wouldn't. Bad Boy was in the Hall of Fame stuff now. And Sean P. Diddy Combs, oh, he knew it. Sean smiled at Kadada as she sat at our table. But something about that smile didn't seem authentic. Soon I would know why. He's sick when he has a grudge against someone. As she sat, Sean said, "Yo, bad boy is going to clean the F up." From his table with Faith, Chris replied, "Hell yeah. And that new shit we busting out going to make these ninjas sick." Kadada signaled for the waiter to pour her a glass of ginger ale that sat over at her table. As the waiter refreshed her drink, she said, "Pac's music is going to get some love too." Diddy grimaced. "Oh, come on, Sean. I know y'all got your differences, but you have to admit, that man makes great music." Sean looked at me out the corner of his eye, then took another sip of his favorite cognac. We had a wild night, right? Hold on. Wait, what just happened? Oh, sorry, guys. Okay. Sean replied, "Yo, Baba got the hottest music on the effing planet, but I ain't tripping. Everybody got to get their shine." Kadia sighed. "Sean, Tupac thinks that you're involved with him getting shot. You two were so close. You need to make this right." Diddy got indignant. "Why the F would that ninja think I had anything to do with it?" Kadia was ready for him. "Sean, can you blame him?" Now, Diddy was obviously not happy with that question by the reply. "Hell yeah, blame him. We had a good thing going, all of us. This ninja turned on me, and he has the effing balls to blame me for the shooting." The indignity that Diddy managed to spew out while lying through his teeth was something I did not expect. I was thrown back for a moment before interjecting. "Da," I guess that's her nickname. "Da, do me do we have to do this? Wait, I'm sorry. Do we have to do this tonight? It's Sean's big night." Kimora heard the ruckus and made her way over to the table as well. She sat down and said, "Hey, everybody," with a big dimpled smile. Now I smiled and replied, "Hey." Kadia also seemed happy to see her and said, "Hey, what's up, Kimmy?" Kimora, never the type to hold her tongue, went straight at it. "Yo, the whole place is buzzing with the fact that you're sitting here accusing Sean of having pot shot. Y'all kind of loud." She laughed. Now, Kadia seemed embarrassed as she looked around to see everybody staring and whispering, but she wasn't about to back off. In fact, she doubled down. Anybody here not talking about it ain't real anyway. We all know Sean was behind it." Now, Kimora forced a smile. Honey, we don't have to do this here." Kadia made it clear she was not going to be silenced, and she said, "Oh, yeah, let's not hurt the feelings of Sean Puppy Combs. He only had one of the most prolific rappers in the game shot." Now, Sean clenched his hands in the fist. If this was anyone else, this would have turned ugly. But this was Quincy Jones's daughter. Sean was a monster in the streets, well feared by men that knew him, but he did not want any of the smoke Quincy Jones would bring. Kadia could continue with impunity. Sean could not touch her. Christopher and Mary were both wanting to defend Diddy. And that made the super producer, sorry, because he made them famous. Both started to stand, and make their way over to the table. But Sean signaled them off with a firm motion of his hand. They remained in their seats, watching helplessly. Kadia seemed to be on a full rampage. "You're not safe in the streets, Sean. You think you're untouchable?" Kimora seemed almost red in the face. Then she grabbed Kadia by the hand. "Girl, I gotta go to the restroom, okay?" Kadia was not willing to stop. She snatched her hand away, yelling, "Let go of me!" Kimora needed her to get a grip, and said sternly, as a parent speaking to a child mid tantrum, "Da." Kadia turned and yelled at her, "What?" Kimora nodded toward the crowded room, and Kadia looked around. Here, she deflated slightly. Kimora, now in control, spoke firm but softly. Let's go powder our nose. Kadia nodded with a grimace and a sharp look back at Sean as she walked away. Now, tension slowly melted away. I asked Sean, "You okay?" He didn't reply at first. He looked around, saw that no one was really paying attention now that the ruckus had died down, and he stood up to get a pitcher of ginger ale from Kadada's table. He poured himself a drink from it. He looked around again, saw no one was paying attention, and put the pitcher under the table. What was he doing? I then heard the distinct sound of liquid being poured into the liquid. Oh my God, is he peeing in the pitcher? He smiled at me as he brought the pitcher back from the table and finally replied to me, "I'm good." He then stood and returned the pitcher to the table. I was in awe. I knew he had a bad temper. Oh my God. I knew he had a bad temper, but this was disgusting. I'll never eat or drink something after we have an argument again. Kadada and Kimora made their way back to Kadada's table to sit. Sean watched on quietly. He then made some small talk. Yo, which songs do you think they'll give me awards for? As Kadada poured her drink, Sean's bodyguard made his way over to the table. I think he stopped her from drinking, as everyone else just sat and watched. Jean risked incurring Diddy's wrath. If I'm right, relieved, I replied, Babe, your catalog is crazy. It could be a lot of songs." Sean glared at Kadia's table the entire night. Yo, Gene Dill, Uncle Gene, came to the rescue in this chapter. And if what we are reading can be believed, he stopped Kadia Jones from drinking Diddy. If this, and the thing is, I'm like, if this is true, we saw what he did to Cassie. We saw what the feds are accusing him to. I'm like, would Diddy be that low down? Of course he would be that low down. Now, I do have to say this. I want to take an intermission and say this. And this is really important. I read on a lot of blogs, right? Diary of Hollywood Street King, That Grape Juice, and a bunch of other blogs that were really popping that time. If you go into archives and Lipstick Alley, so you can go into blog archives where you can literally like put the person's name in and find the earliest entry. So the archives are from like 2009. So if you do a Google search, you probably won't find it. But if you go to the blog and then put in their name in the search engine of the blog, you'll find it. Multiple people, when I say people, multiple blogs from that era that were popping off literally confirmed that this happened. Now, we don't know about him making that ginger ale, right? And we don't know about this and that. But what we do know is we can't attest. But what we can attest to is they said there was an argument at the award show, and they said that Diddy did try to do something to Kadada, okay? Again, this book is a bombshell, and I'm waiting for the people mentioned in the book to speak out. You know, if Uncle Gene, all right, B, I got you. You know, if Uncle Gene, I wonder if he's going to come out and say something about this and either verify or say that it wasn't. Because, you know, Uncle Gene, he seems like he 100%. You guys, there's just a few trolls in the comments. So I'm going to slow this down to subscribers only. Also, you guys, please hit the like button. Please help me grow. You know, I'm begging, right? Ain't too proud to beg, and I refuse to let you go. And if I have to go. Okay, so anyway, let me focus. Oh, we got to see if Gene Dill, what his thoughts are, because I wonder if he can corroborate this. He's told all these stories about Diddy, but I wonder if he can corroborate this. People are saying that this 100% happened. It's interesting to see this written from Kim's point of view. You guys, really quick, there are some trolls in this comment. Apparently, there are a lot of Diddy supporters still. Y'all better stop before you be sitting right next to them, locked up. They're not going to let you go. They're going to make a man out of you. But I'm slowing it to subscribers only, but you can, if you want to join the chat, but you can be a subscriber of any of any duration. Okay, so that's what it is, right? Oh, really quick, let me just do this. Wendy Cleep said, awesome reporting. Thank you so much, Wendy. Also, Lelia Love. Oh, that's so pretty. Lelia. I like that. Lelia. That sounds Hawaiian. Lelia, like the breeze. You know, in North Shore, Hawaii, the way the breeze sounds when it's going through the trees and the water's coming in. Lelia. Wow, I like that. Lelia. I need to get another puppy or cat. Lelia. I like that. Lelia. That's a pretty name. Lelia, I like that. That sounds like a ring. Tisa, the pseudonym that man wrote under is the same name that shows Tupac's face on the internet and claims he's living under a false ID. I think the author was being cheeky when they make that point. Thank you so much, Tommy. Y'all see, we are partners in crime. Nancy Drew with her do. Let's do this. Also, Arlene, what's up, Arlene? 5-star said, I wonder if Rick Ross goes to jail, does Freeway Ricky get his name back? That's a good question. Also, isn't this so pretty? Lelia. So pretty. I like that. It's like Lelia. Okay. I got to get something in my life and name it Lelia. Just sounds like Lelia. Okay, fine. So anyway, let's get in here. So I'm going to see if Uncle Gene actually verifies that. Also, you guys, there's like 7,472 people in here. Let me see how many likes I have before we continue on with this. Listen, I'm skipping over like a lot. We're skipping around, but this book is juicy. Make sure you pick up a copy. How many likes do I have so far? Because y'all love playing in my face. Hold on. I know I'm grateful for you guys just being here. I'm just joking with you guys. Please don't make it seem like I feel like you owe me. I'm really just teasing everybody. But there's 7,542 people in here, and I have 1,953. Like, why do y'all like this? This is an abusive relationship. Like, let me not make jokes about abuse, but you guys are having freak offs in my life right now. Like, could y'all please? Jesus. Now I have 2,000. Thank you for the 5 people that actually gave me a like. If you're watching this on playback, can you please run my likes up? It just helps me grow. And y'all know that I really want to grow this year. I've been on YouTube for about 3.5 years, and I feel like I'm just getting started. When I get to 500K, I am going to upgrade my camera. I'm going to upgrade my mic. I see you. I hear, for those of you guys saying I need to upgrade my car, I see you. I hear you. I don't give a damn. But at 500K, I'll do something about it. I'm too busy working. Okay. I'm too busy working to be in the camera store and doing the setup. I don't know why you guys think I have like this huge staff. Cut to y'all being like, girl, we don't think you have any. We see your little dusty laptop that's fuzzy, right? But I don't. It's just me on this channel. I don't have researchers. I don't have staff. I don't have anyone. It's just me. So I am trying to upgrade as quick as I can, but it's just me, you know. Jamie said, no more puppies for me. Oh, I'm getting a puppy, and her name's going to be Lelia. Also, Monique Heaton, thank you so much for the super chat. And Habitual Condolce said, has Uncle Ron said has Uncle, I guess it's Gene Dill, Uncle Gene said anything, Uncle Ron, are you talking about, what's his name? God, why can't I remember his name? I was just watching it. Roger Bonds. Are you talking about has Uncle Roger say anything? Wasn't he a bodyguard too? I guess that he was a bodyguard, but I think Gene Dill was Diddy's earliest bodyguard, because here's the thing. We keep calling Gene Dill. I'm about to get back to reading the book. Just let me click on this second to give you guys a little back story. I think Gene Dill was Diddy's bodyguard early on, but the thing you need to realize is, because these are the early days before, like, you know, Diddy wasn't even with Cassie yet. But I do believe that Gene Dill, it's very deceptive to say he was Diddy's bodyguard. He was the one that kept Diddy safe on the streets. Diddy was not a street dude. He wasn't, like, Diddy basically did a Drake, but not a Drake. Diddy was not hold on really quick, guys. Diddy was not a street dude. All right. Gene, I'm back. Diddy was not a street Jew. Gene actually rolled around with something called the Same Gang. Apparently, if you know anything about New York, they was running the streets back then. They actually needed Diddy. Diddy needed Gene, kind of like his protection from the street. Gene was cool with Wolf. Wolf was plugged in with the BMF. It was all that stuff. But to say that Gene was Diddy's bodyguard, he wasn't Diddy's employee. He was Diddy. They were cool, but Gene had motion on the streets, is what I'm trying to say. And because of that, Diddy didn't step too out of line with Gene, because you see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get back into this book. Let's see what Jamie is saying. Hold on. Listen. Oh. Okay, hold on. 1 second. 1 second. We're about to get back into the book, guys. Just a slight intermission. Hold on. One second. Let me just do this. Thank you, Jamie. Okay. So there you go. Right? Now let's get back into this. Sorry, guys. All right. So where are we at? Anyway, Diddy tried to do something foul, according to this book, to Kadada's Ginger Ale. Gene Deal came in and saved the day. Let's keep going. Woo! This book is, Jesus Christ. This is just wild. This chapter alone was worth the money. Like, I was gagged the whole time. Like, literally gagged, City. Okay, let's get into this. We had a wild night. This is chapter 9. I'm going back to Cali. We had a wild night. It was after one of Sean's infamous parties. Everyone was there. We not only had threesomes, but we also swapped partners. This book is wild. Our blank life was crazy, but I got to do things with Sean I would have never have been able to do with a straight man. Sean cared about me, but it was becoming more and more obvious that he preferred men. I was beginning to think I was there more to cover his wild desires than because he really wanted to be with me. He was like Caesar, every woman's man and every man's woman. But truthfully, at that stage, I was becoming okay with it. I woke up and left the bedroom when I was with J. I woke up and left the bedroom when I was with Jada Pinkett, and Sean happened to be coming out of the bedroom with blank, blank, blank. Oh my God. And yes, they said somebody, and then they said, and yes, blank, blank, blank attended the parties from time to time. Why do they have people's names X'd out? After all the things this person said, you now drawing the line with names. Who is it? I could see him and blank kind of snuggled up on the bed together. I was grateful I wasn't asked to join in that room. I didn't really like blank, blank, blank. Sean smiled when he saw me. Good morning. Here at the Ori's, or I can't even say half these words, he wasn't very affectionate. He didn't have to pretend, but he couldn't walk straight. I knew how his ASS felt, literally. We've had sessions playing with each other's cavities. I wanted to be. Jamie said that everybody was always saying that. Hold on. She said everyone was saying that Kim was his beard, but that was always the word on the street. Most people called her his doormat. This is actually really sad. She said, I wanted to be home before Quincy woke up. So I told him, I'm getting ready to go. He responded, let's have a cup of coffee first. This meant he wanted to talk. I didn't know what it was about, But in situations like this, I really didn't have a choice. He was becoming more violent when he didn't get what he wanted, and I didn't really want to fight. So I sat down. But before we started talking, blank, blank, blank came out of the room. Sean was wearing boxers. Blank, blank, blank was in his birthday suit. Blank, blank, blank addressed us. Morning. When he turned around in order to close the door, this is disgusting. There was dried bodily fluid stains on his back. Blank, blank, blank walked over, pulled a chair out to sit down next to us, and lit up a blunt. Sean stretched, smiled, and said, yo, this East Coast, West Coast beef is more lucrative than I thought, but it's getting dangerous. Blank, blank, blank responded, surprised. Yo, business first thing in the morning. Damn, cuz you want it. But you know you don't got nothing to worry about. You got a pass, daddy. Blank, blank, blank smiled coyly. Sean apparently had something to talk about with blank, blank, blank as well. Because he said, yo, I can't protect everybody, especially if someone is no longer going to be on my label. It was apparent blank, blank, blank was taken aback by this turn of events by his reply. Sean, are you saying what I think you're saying? Diddy continued. Yo, it's taxing on my resources to protect people. Sometimes that isn't 100% on my team. Can't get 100% of my protection. What the hell is going on here? What did Sean want from me? This morning is turning out to be way more than I expected, and I have to go. Quincy will be looking for me. Meanwhile, blank, 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 apparently he wanted clarity. So, to be clear, if something happened, blank, blank, blank made quotation marks with his fingers. If something happened to one of your artists that was leaving your label anyway, it would be considered, he made another set of quotation marks, out of your control. Is that what you're saying? Wait a minute. Can they be talking about Biggie? Is Sean saying he won't protect Biggie? At this point, I was too young, too naive, too hungover to understand that this was not a lack of protection. This was a hit. Where did this come from this morning? But an older, wiser me understands now what I did not comprehend all those years ago. Sean was just getting to the real reason he had blank, blank, blank there. I'm interested to see what this real reason is. I'm invested. Hold on. I'm invested. I am invested now. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh. Okay, sorry. I'll stop reading ahead. I'll read this together with you. I'm invested. Y'all know when I hyperfixate, I'm like, oh, okay, anyway, let's get into this. Okay, where did this come from this morning? But an older, wiser me understands now what I did not comprehend all those years ago. Sean was just getting to the real reason he had blank, blank, blank there. The world was about to lose Biggie. Blank laughed. You are cold MFer. Sean said, why the F should I protect someone that isn't going to stick around? I made him. That ninja should be worshiping the ground I had them walk on. I was sitting there thinking, oh, there goes Sean's ego rearing his ugly head. I wanted to get out of there. But my instincts told me I needed to tread carefully. So my next move had to be calculated. I really didn't want any part of this, not even implicitly. But I was just dragged right into the middle of it. If what was happening here ever comes out, will I be held as an accomplice? But even as those thoughts crossed my mind, I couldn't just pretend this was okay. So I said, but Sean, he hasn't left you yet. They're just rumors, Sean. Are you going to let him die because of some rumors? Sean glared at me, the anger in his voice obviously stemming from hurt as he said, I know when I'm being betrayed. I'm not killing anyone, but I am not protecting somebody that doesn't have my back 150%. F that. This was railing out of control. My mind began to race. Is there a way to get through to him? Maybe I could use the finance route. Sean, he's bringing in so much money. You put so much money into cultivating him. Are you going to throw that all that money away? That's when he, hold on. That's when he revealed. Wait, hold on. I lost my page. That's why can't I find my place? Oh, that's what he revealed. What I thought, what was thought out what this meeting really was. Yo, if he leaves, he takes all the money I invested in creating him. Diddy sighed. But if he can't protect himself and something terrible does happen, then the money I would make off his death will blow away all the money we made so far. Yo, I was perplexed. Sean, he continued, yo, he's worth more to me dead than alive. I sat there and thought, Sean Combs is a calculated monster. Blank, blank, blank chimed in. I get that, fam. A lot of people out there want Biggie dead too. Without your protection, he doesn't stand a chance in Cali. Y'all, Biggie is going to die. This is crazy. I dare not say anything else about it. Sean smiled and stood to walk over to the safe behind the picture. There, he pulls out a bag marked with blank, blank, blank's name. He turns to blank, blank and says, yo, that's why you worth your weight in gold. You understand me. Here's a little something for you to take care of your people. X smiled. XXX smiled. Sean, love you, baby. You know I got your back. Your problems are my problems. I'll make sure to have people take care of your people. Now, I needed to get out of here. This is crazy. I attempted to leave again. Sean, I want to get Quincy before he wakes up. Sean looked at me, responding, yo, it's getting late. Give him a kiss from me. I'm going to get out of here. Thank God. X always with something to say. Yo, I'd love to leave the little tyke sometime. Not a chance in hell, I thought. Something about this guy creeps me out. I forced a smile. That'd be great. And I made my exit. Yo, this book is wild. And we just jumping around it. This book is wild. This book is wild. It's giving me, kill shot. Headshots for the year, huh? You better walk around like Daft Punk. Okay, chapter 10. Let's skip to chapter 10. This is juicy too. The lies you tell. At this point, the relationship between Sean and I had been on and off for quite a while. And we were off at this point. He put his hands on me again, and this time for something that didn't even happen. It was on his head. When the phone rang, I picked it up anyway. Hi, Sean. He sounded trepidatious, and he said, we've been broken up for a while this time. Yeah, I said. Sean wasn't done. Yo, I don't want anyone to know about my, he paused to search for the right word. Proclivities? Sean paused. I continued. So you don't want anyone to know that you're gay? Sean exploded. See, that's what I effing lose control on you. So I just plainly stated, goodbye, Sean. Wait, he screamed. What, Sean? I'm sorry, okay? Okay, hold on. Everybody in the chat is trying to guess who Blank Blank is. Listen. Let's see. Jamie says, everyone is trying to guess who Blank 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 is. People must know that it's someone who smokes. And Kim was glad he wasn't in the room, which means he's an ugly, nasty mess. People kept saying Snoop. But back in the day, Snoop, first off, what y'all talking about Snoop? Snoop was not ugly back in the day. He wasn't the cutest, but he wasn't like, what? No, Snoop wasn't ugly again. Sounds like a gang member. Anyway, they're saying but Keith, it can't be Keith either. I wonder who that is. Anyway, let's get back into this. Okay. Goodbye, Sean. Wait, what, Sean? I'm sorry, okay? Sean, you're always effing sorry. He took a deep breath. Yo, I have to do something to cover myself. Took a deep breath. Do whatever you effing want, Sean. When you see, Sean went on. Yo, when you see this in the news, it's not real. And this made me calm down for a moment. What could he be talking about? He continued. Yo, I'm only doing it for press. Doing what, Sean? After a long pause, he continued. Yo, she knows what it is. She's just pretending to cover me. Sean, what the hell are you talking about? Another long pause. Publicly, I'm going to be dating someone else, a video girl. Why would you do that? I have to cover myself. Now, I was getting mad. I was actually angrier at myself more than him. Why was I getting jealous? I was sitting there actually comparing myself to video vixens in my mind. They're thick, but look at my body. Did he prefer them light-skinned, big-butt girls from videos? I calmed myself down. No, he likes men any damn way. As I regained control, I asked, what the hell are you telling me? He took a deep breath. Yo, I wanted you to find out for me first. Like I give it is, Sean. He came at me with his favorite line. You know I love you. Now it was getting old. I could only think to myself, here we go. Love is a big, strong word. I'm tired of him throwing it around and using it when it fits his needs. He's using it while he's sitting here telling me about dating someone else. Please. You don't hit people you love, Sean. Love doesn't hurt. Diddy sucked his teeth. Come on, are you serious? That is just for children. We aren't in effing high school. Sometimes things happen. That doesn't mean I don't love you. I wouldn't hit you if I didn't. Wait, that sounded wrong. You said exactly what you meant, Sean. He took a deep breath. There was an awkward silence. The fact I was still on the phone and waiting for him to speak meant he had the power. He was more cautious as he continued. He didn't want to lose that power. Yo, Kim, no one that I don't care about can bring that kind of emotion out of me. Now, I wanted to say, is that how you talk to the dudes after using booty plugs? But there was a line I did not dare cross. Instead, I said, you say that while you're dating some other B? That's just for the public. But I was done. It could be heard in my voice as I said, whatever, Sean, do what you need to do. Leave me alone. I'm never giving up on us, he cried. I responded to that emotional control attempt with a little resolve I could muster. I didn't even believe the words that came tumbling out of my mouth. Sean, there is no us anymore. Goodbye. Yo, tell Quincy I miss him. He threw that out. His emotional manipulation was really driving me crazy. This time I said, with much more conviction, goodbye, Sean. I hung up. Manipulative bastard. Yo, what y'all think? Hold on, let me get to these super chats and we're going to get to the next chapter. This is crazy. Hold on, y'all. Lisa Rodriguez, what's up, Lisa, said, Uncle Gene tried to be a mentor to Diddy. He had street cred and also was Diddy's moral compass. He tried to keep Diddy straight. I believe that. Stacey Gregory said, for the chat blank and three could be Snoop. I don't know. I don't think Snoop wasn't considered ugly back then. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was considered ugly, and he was tall. Like, I don't know if it's Snoop. But thank you, Stacey. Habituchula Condolce said, FYI, Uncle, oh, okay, thank you. FYI, Uncle Ron is different from Gene. Allegedly, he was Jay-Z's bodyguard back then, so he should have the T on him and Beyonce. Ah, okay, thank you. I didn't know about Uncle Ron. I'm gonna have to research even deeper, okay? Thank you so much, Habitual Chula Condolce. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's get back into this next chapter. Also, you guys, hit that like button, show some love. The chat is subscriber only. There was just trolls. I don't know why people are trolling. I guess people want justice for Diddy. There's a lot of people eating their breakfast out of a measuring cup because they ain't got no dishes. Anyway. Let me shut up. Anyway, that wasn't a shot at anybody. That's an inside joke between me and my cousin. All right. Anyway, chapter 11, more problems. Now, for a while, I was actually happy to see Sean gone. Is my mic still on? Okay. I was getting older and the blank parties were out of control. It was getting time for me to slow down. Quincy was getting older. I knew that if I kept going, the rumors circulating were going to eventually find a way to get back to him. What will he think of me? Chris is about to take his trip to California. I didn't know exactly what was going to happen out there, but it felt like Tiana Wallace was about to be an orphan. I know, so Chris is Biggie, okay. It felt like Tiana Wallace was about to be an orphan. I knew I didn't want any ties to that. As I was sitting there contemplating all this in my robe, sipping my wine on this Friday evening, my doorbell rings. Now, I was not expecting any company. I opened the door and found Sean. My heart skipped a beat. I was shocked, but recovered quickly. I forced a smile and told him in a slightly slurred speech, "Hey, come on in." Shit, I'm way more intoxicated than I thought. Sean entered, looking around suspiciously, then turned to me and smiled. "You haven't been returning my calls. I just wanted to make sure you were okay." "I'm fine." He obviously was not here out of concern. He was checking to see who was here. Sean was controlling like that. Yes, even though we were not together and he was dating someone else, he started to make his way to the living room. I attempted to put a quick end to that visit, but it came out a little more directly than I intended. "So since you can see I'm fine, you can let me go to bed now." Part of me wanted him to stay. As he entered the living room, I felt forced to follow him. Sean was very direct with his next inquiry. "Yo, was someone else waiting for you?" No, no, no. "But Sean, we're not together. You're dating someone else. I can F whoever I choose." And this made Sean irate. He fiercely slammed me to the ground. What? He fiercely slammed me to the ground, then pulled out a 22. He sat on the end table. He turned to me calmly. I was scared. My voice quivered and I pleaded with them. "Sean, please stop. Quincy is here." How did we get here? How did we get to the point that he was in my living room threatening me with a hammer? That's a 22. Bang, bang for the people that don't live in the US. "Yo, wait." He knelt on one knee and got right in my face. "You're mine. You don't have a choice in that now. I can't live without you." He stood up, composing himself. I was terrified as I whimpered, Sean, that's not love." Sean picked up his gun and he cocked it. He looked at me almost thoughtfully and asked, "Have you ever heard, if I can't have you, no one can?" Sean, please don't. Please, Quincy will hear." Sean smiled. But he put that gun away, saying, "Oh, this was for dramatic effect. I would never shoot you. If I was going to murk you, no one will trace it to me. You know how many people I've had taken care of over the years? It will be quiet, something in your food or drink, something that will never get back to me. I wouldn't shoot you. Do you understand that?" I could only nod. Tears were flowing down my cheeks. could only keep nodding. He looked at me thoughtfully, and he then reached down to help me up. I could do nothing but agree. He was a terrifying monster. Now he wanted to smooth it over, and I had to go along with it. What else could I do? Listen, baby, I don't ever want to hurt you. You know I really love you, or I would have moved on. Thinking about my life without you is just too hard. If someone ever tried to hurt you, I would kill them. My back hurt from where I hit on the table when he shoved me. All I could do as he helped me up was nod that I understood through my streaming tears, which he wiped. He looked toward Quincy's room. Let me say good night. No, Sean, please. Thinking quickly, Quincy has to get up in the morning. Sean looked at me. It was an unreadable look. He was studying me. Okay, I'm going to go. Nervously, I walked him to the front door. This is over. Thank God. He kissed me. I didn't even want him touching me, but I couldn't refuse. Yo, kiss Quincy for me. I tried to keep my composure as I replied, sure, Sean. He opened the door to leave. The bodyguard that was waiting outside escorted him to the car. This was far worse than I realized. Why would he need a bodyguard at my front door? Why was he anticipating this? How was he anticipating this to go? After I shut the door, I had another drink, for the nightmare was over. I sipped my wine and I cried. The next few days, he sent dozens of flowers. He bought Quincy expensive toys. He didn't want me. He wanted me to keep his secret. I am trapped. He has the authorities under his thumb. I can't go to them. This is like a gangster movie. How high up does his power go? How far is his reach? The FBI, the CIA, who is not corrupted and won't be silenced by their upper chain of command? Can anyone help me and my child? He found his way back to my bed. I really had no choice. Now, really, pause, because the funny thing is, Dawn, you remember from Dirty Money. Hello, good morning. Dawn, in her lawsuit, she said that one of the reasons people felt that they couldn't do anything is because Diddy actually had police officers doing security at his parties and guarding his parties where women were being passed out and being taken advantage of each other. The word she used was young women and what appeared to be underage girls were passed out by Diddy's people, were having their way with them and party goers, and there were police officers witnessing. So she also felt like, yo, there's nothing I can do. Like even the police are in on this. Okay. Interesting. Let's keep going. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Sorry. Just 1 sec. Okay. So anyway, here we go. Oh, lost my place. Still 1 second. Oh, A Mama's Love, chapter 12. Yo, this book is wild. I'm sorry. I'm like scared to read the next page because I'm like, who else is going to be mentioned? The calamity that ensued behind the death of Biggie shook the East Coast. It rocked me as well. Sean could have stopped it. He was complicit in it. He was a contributor. He knew it was going to happen and didn't stop it. This was his friend. No, they were not nearly as close as Sean would have the public believe. But still, as far as Sean was concerned, we were great. To the public, we were just having an off and on relationship of a normal couple. And I probably just seemed like a money hungry hoe. But the truth is, I just got used to not having a choice. Today, I recognized it for what it was: Stockholm syndrome. I was at his beck and call, and I had become comfortable with that. Sorry, it's a little itchy. I had become comfortable with that. Quincy had everything he could ever want, with the exception, of course, of a normal parental figure. That is why this chapter is so powerful to me. A mother's love is so real. One night, I was out with my boyfriend. Yes, we were on again, and we were joined for dinner by none other than Miss Wallace. Sean looked over as security allowed Miss Wallace, that's Biggie's mom, to approach the table and sit. Miss Wallace spoke with a smile. Hello, Sean. Hello, Kim. I think she has like a West Indian accent. I smiled as best I could. What a situation. For all intents and purposes, she was sitting with her son's killer. I hope my voice didn't betray my feelings as I said, Hi, Mrs. Wallace. Sean smiled also and said, Hello, Miss Wallace. What can I do for you? When I got your call, it sounded urgent. He was able to appear as if he was smiling warmly. This was the creepiest situation in my entire life. She looked at Sean with pleading eyes. I know this isn't your problem, but things have gotten kind of hard. Don't drag my West Indian accent. I'm trying my best. But things have gotten hard. I was hoping you could send some money, some of that money Chris made with you this way. Sean shook his head. That's not something I can just do. There are attorneys and accountants. Can I maybe help you out with a little something to get you past the hump? Hold on a second. One second. Did you guys hit that like button? Let's make ourselves useful while I'm texting. Okay. All right. So anyway, back to what I was saying. All righty. So Biggie's mom is asking for money, right? And Diddy's saying, he's like, that's not something I can just do. There are attorneys and accountants. Can I maybe help you out with a little something to get you past the hump? Diddy reached into his pocket to dig for his wallet. I haven't seen how much Chris left. It's going to be 2 years, right? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is Biggie's mom. She said, I haven't seen how much Chris left. It's going on 2 years. Just how long is this going to take? Diddy sighed. These things are difficult, Mrs. Wallace. I don't know. The attorneys don't make this easy. But Biggie's mom pushed further. I don't understand what's so difficult. He worked for you. He made his money. Where is it? Sean shook his head as if saddened by that. And he was saying, it's not like I can just give you his money. You're entitled to certain amounts, and they're just trying to figure out what that amount is. I don't mean to sound cruel, but it wouldn't be fair to me to just give you tons of money. You got rich off my son, and now you're keeping all this money. Sean kept this cool and said, I'm afraid business isn't that cut and dry, Mrs. Wallace. I paid for publishing, publicity. I mean, in all actuality, if I'm going to be straightforward, Mrs. Wallace, Chris probably owed me money. I won't know until this is all worked out. The anger in Mrs. Wallace's voice barely overshadowed the pain. Perhaps it was magnified as she uttered the only words she could muster. You bastard. Sean didn't flinch. He just said, Look at the contract. I'm honestly trying to get him as much as possible out of it. But I have investors. I can't just take money that doesn't belong to him and start giving it away. Biggie's mom exploded in response. You know good and well, Chris, he didn't owe you a damn ting. That's the East Indian ting. Y'all see what I did there? Anyway, didn't owe you a damn ting. Diddy stared at her straight in the eye, unwaveringly. Yo, he would have started making a profit after a few years. His money, until his album sales paid for studio time, music videos, publishing, marketing, would have come from doing shows. I'm sorry, he isn't here to make that money. I miss him. Her response was deadpan. Did you kill my son? Now, momentarily, Sean was stunned into silence. She asked again. Her voice was quivering. Did you? He started. Yo, Mrs. Wallace. She would not stop. Answer the question. I was not used to seeing Sean on the defensive. No, of course not. She looked at him in spite. The anger in her voice enough to send shivers up my spine as she replied with a menace only a mother can. I don't believe you, Sean. Sean looked at her with a sadness that I knew in my soul to be fake. Although looking at him without context, anyone would believe him as he replied, I'm sorry to hear that. Today, I know he was able to muster that false sincerity because he is a sociopath. Back then, I thought it was compassion. With no more words, Mrs. Wallace stood up and left. Sean watched her exit with disbelief. Not knowing what to do, I placed my order. Dinner that night was long and silent. I feared for Mrs. Wallace's life. Sean is most dangerous when he feels threatened. No. Woo, wait, hold on. No. No. She could not physically threaten him. But this threat was very real. If she goes public with her accusations, Sean's image will be damaged. I have felt for myself the extent he'll go through in order to protect his image. Hold on, y'all. I gotta take this call real quick. Hit the like button. Hey, I'm on live. Sorry. Hey, I'm on live. What's up? No, what's up? Tell me. I know, but I don't want that. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Just just do it to okay, you know what? I'll look about no. Listen, let me get back to you because I'm like reading this book. I'll check it as soon as I'm done, okay? Thank you. Bye. Sorry about that. Did everybody hit the live bucket? That was intermission. That was intermission. Okay, let's get back into this. Okay. Woo! Chapter 13. Have some faith. How many chapters are we going to go through? Oh, hold on. Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, hold on. All right. Thank you, B. Okay, so anyway, where are we at? Focus, focus, focus. What are we at? Okay, I'm back. Okay, so now we're going to move into have some faith. This is chapter 13. All right. Y'all ready for this? Can y'all please hit that like button? Y'all got me out here hustling. Okay. Chapter 13, have some faith. The fact of the matter is, Sean was a complete control freak. He was absolutely the worst. But of all the things he did for control, this might have been one of the most despicable ones. Oh, God, I'm almost scared to read this. We were in the bad boy office one evening, sitting in the lounge area, enjoying a meal. Sean was smoking one of those big cigars he liked when Faith entered and sat down with us. She seemed relaxed as she said, Hey guys. I smiled. I never had any bad vibe from the marvelous Faith Evans. We never talked about the wild time the three of us shared at one of Sean's parties. I gave her a hug. Hey girl, what's up? Sean smiled and asked, Hey, what brings you out? She addressed Sean, saying, Look, when you asked me to hook up with Chris, I understood. You needed to control him. I felt honored that you would choose me to monitor one of your most valuable assets. Chris is sweet. Sean laughed and said, Honestly, I knew you'd be good. Make the big man feel loved. I don't feel good about all this, Sean. Sean got a look in his eyes he gets before he blows his top. Faith saw it also. She treaded carefully. Sean, you know, I'm as loyal as they come. Now, we got pause. Because how true do you think this book is? Now, it could be based on truth, but do you see Faith Evans saying, because this was the same Faith that married Stevie J. She married Stevie J. This is the same Faith that married Stevie J. And she said, look, when you asked me to hook up with Chris, I understood. You needed to control him. I felt honored that you would choose me to monitor one of your most valuable assets. Do you see Faith that married Stevie J saying that sentence? But I will say this, that when people write autobiographies or even joint write, they rewrite things to make them sound better. Do you know what I'm saying? Like most people that write their own autobiographies don't actually write them. They talk to the person that wrote their ghostwriter. They share video clips, voice recordings. They hang out. So the person gets a sense of them. And then you write in that person's voice. Because most people don't actually write their own autobiographies. But I don't know. Anyway, right? Shyne leaned forward, unintentionally threatening and said in a low tone, yeah. But Shyne, Chris and I had a child together. Shyne leaned back. He let out a deep breath. Yo, I'm going to take care of you. You're not like Chris. You're loyal. Faith had a tear in her eyes as she responded. He didn't have to die. This is getting very touchy. Did she know? Did she suspect? Was this her trying to find out if Shyne intentionally murked Biggie? I wanted to ask, but of course I knew there was no way of doing that. This is crazy. Shyne sighed. Oh, he didn't. Don't get me wrong. I miss him, but he was leaving me anyway. Nobody cares about my pain. This is classic narcissistic Shyne. It's all about him. I was sickened for a moment. But his next sentence made me feel for him anyway. I wanted to share all this with him. He was my man. Now, Faith couldn't hide her anger that flared in her eyes. But she knew who she was talking to. She was careful. She spoke. Shyne, you have your friends. You share things with them. You have your friends you share things with. Shyne stepped forward again, this time with malicious intention as he said, what the F is that supposed to mean? Chris had no one, only you. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We're going to have to take a brief intermission. Hold on really quick. My phone just died. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry. My phone just died, but give me 2 seconds. Let's hit the like button. Let me get into these super chats. The phone will be back on in literally, I got the lightning charger, literally 2 minutes. Prue Utopia, thank you so much for joining. Child of God said the men that wrote this book was on Nyla Live last night. Okay, that's cool. Shout out. Lisa Carter, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Tammy Landringham said, Gene Dill was part of the Harlem crew Diddy became a part of. Gene was a senior member. Yeah, it's called the Same Gang. That was the name of the crew. And Diddy hired him for security, but never had authority over him. That is true, Tammy. That is true. Also, really quick, if you guys want the first 4 chapters, they are in part 1. I did another live before this, and now we're doing the second things. But I want to take a poll. Don't worry, y'all. My phone's almost on. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. See, when I get to 500,000, I'll upgrade this whole setup. You're gonna be big time. Anyway, I want to take a poll while we're doing this. If you guys are just joining, I'm reading the book that Kim Porter. We are doing the dramatic interpretation. Rewind. We've already gone through a bunch of chapters, but I have a question for everybody that's been paying attention so far. Put a 1 in the comments. How believable do you find this book? Overall, put a 1 in the comments if you find this book believable. Put a 2 in the comments if you're not buying it and you think this is all cap. Look, I'm just curious, right? All right. Also, Put a 3 in the comments. And now I'm going to talk about this chapter with Faith. Are y'all buying this? Put a 1 in, no, sorry, put a 3 in the comments if you believe this chapter about faith, or we're still in the middle of it, or put a 4 in the comments if you're starting to be like, wait a damn second. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. So you guys are buying the book. 2, 3. So you guys are, okay. So it's a lot of ones. Overall, you guys think this book is very, very credible. I have to say, overall, I do find the book credible. However, nothing has been proven. I don't even know what the publisher is. Nothing has been proven. If you guys are interested in buying the book, there is a link in the description box. Go ahead and hit that if you want. If not, go to Google Kim's last words, a journey to like whatever. Just put in Kim's last words, and it's available on Amazon. Okay, so you guys are buying this overall with the 1, right? And you find the overall book credible. But what ODC Beauty said 2.5. I'm gonna hurt y'all. ODC Beauty said 2.5. Where are you at? Okay, so that's where y'all find it. Okay, okay. Oh, Miss T Perfectly Imperfect said, thank you, T. So I'm glued to my screen. I know that's right. Thank you so much, Miss T Perfectly Imperfect. Okay, so let's get into this. The phone is back up. Told y'all that lightning charger was working. Okay, let me get back into this. I gotta find where are we at? Chapter. And I'm skipping over a lot of stuff. So y'all get the book and actually get into this, okay? And then we can have a book club. Maybe we can have a book club. Y'all know, y'all don't know, but I love a good book club. I really do. I be reading everything. Socrates. I be reading the Iliad, the cave. So when he walked out of the cave and saw the shadows, but when he returned, they tried to end his life because they were not ready to see. They were happy in the cave. I'll be dissecting anyway, right? I want to have a book club over the house one day, but my man is like, anyway, right? Okay, have some faith. Okay, here we go. He didn't have to die. No, I'm sorry. How does faith sound? He didn't have to die. No, he didn't have to die. This was getting very touchy. Did she know? Did she suspect? Was this her trying to find out if Shyne intentionally murked Biggie? I wanted to ask, but of course, there was no way of doing that. This was so crazy. Shyne sighed and replied, he didn't. Don't get me wrong, I miss him. But he was leaving me anyway. No one cares about my pain. Classic narcissistic Shyne. It's all about him. I was sickened for a moment. But his next sentence made me feel for him anyway. I wanted to share all this with him. He was my man. Faith couldn't hide her anger, the anger that flared in her eyes, but she knew who she was talking to. So she spoke very carefully. Shyne, you have your friends and you share things with. You have your friends you share things with. Diddy sat forward, this time with malicious intention as he queried, what the F is that supposed to mean? Chris had no one, only you. Shyne lost it. Oh my God, I can't even say it. That fat F, that is a piece of ish. I had you F. I tried to interject while in shock. What? I said out loud, you had her F pop. Shyne glared at me as I answered, yes, F and pop. Those MFers were going to try to start their own label and compete with me. Me. After all I did for that fat F, nah. I wasn't using resources to protect that MFer. No effing way. As Faith started to cry, Shyne looked at her, and he almost softened slightly. He spoke a little calmer. Look, I don't hate him. I was hurt, but I didn't hate him. I'll make sure you and CJ are taken care of. Without words, Faith got up to leave. As she turned, Shyne spoke softly. Faith. She ignored him. He called out to her again. Faith. She quickly exited. Shyne just looked at me and said, damn. I really didn't know what to say. Sean just told Faith that he wouldn't protect her husband because he was going to leave. Bad boy. From a business perspective, I didn't disagree with Sean there. If you're leaving and creating competition for him, why would he spend resources on you? What type of logic is this? So I hugged Sean, but I also knew that he didn't have to send Chris to California. I wondered if he realized that that sentenced him to death. He hugged me, back with tears in his eyes as he asked, how the F am I going to the bad guy? Huh? I effing do nothing but bust my ASS to make everyone live comfortably. And I'm supposed to just let ninjas walk all over me? As I held him in a comforting embrace, I replied, no, baby. He took me, he took me right there on the couch. Like I said, Stockholm syndrome. Wow. Woo, there's a chapter about Jennifer Lopez rolling up to the house while Diddy was chilling with Kim. It's called Outshine, but I actually read that in the live I did before that. I did a live, also Kim Porter's book. It's a live before this. Go ahead and check it out. So let's skip over to chapter 15. The Queen Bee. We skipping around, all right? Kimora Simmons and I went out to have drinks. Kimora. Oh, yo, this book is wild. Kimora Simmons and I went out to have drinks. She was looking at me seductively, and I was turned on. We were going to go back to my place afterwards, but suddenly, after a sip of my drink, I felt like I had to throw up. I excused myself and barely made it to the ladies' room. When I came back, Kimora asked, You feeling okay? I'm fine. I've been under the weather for the last couple of days. I think I'm going to go home. Kimora looked at me and said, your breasts are kind of plump there, girl. Embarrassed, I whispered, not in public. She replied simply, are you pregnant? I was taken completely aback. Why the hell would you say that? She let it sit there for a moment. I bet in her head, she was like, wait for it, wait for it. Then it hit me. Shit. She gave me a minute before continuing. So what you gonna do? I didn't understand. Gonna do? If it's Sean. Oh my God, F. If it is. With the shock wearing off, the scope of the situation began to take hold. I responded, I better get a test. She looked at me with pity. Damn, girl, good luck. After what he did to Chris, I won't want to be in your shoes. So now they're saying Kimora, everybody in Diddy's circle knew that he had Chris murked. That's biggie. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. The desire that was in her eyes before I got sick was all but gone. As I began to stand, I realized that what she said to me and paused. She looked at me flatly and said, ain't nobody stupid, girl. I didn't know what to say. The question still lingered in my mind despite everything I knew. Did Puffy intentionally kill Chris? She brought me back to the moment by saying, go. Not knowing what else to say, but knowing I had to deal with my situation right now. And I replied, I'll hit you up. She sighed and simply repeated, good luck. God. Oh my God, I'm scared to go to the next chapter. This is some mess. Okay, let's get into this. She said, good luck. Oof. Hold on, guys. What is this? Oh, listen to chapter 18. This is heartbreaking. We'll call this chapter Sweet Goodbyes. Hold on really quick. Can you guys hit the live button during the intermission? I mean the the button during intermission. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get down to business. Keep my father sending torn. I was watching Mulan this morning. That is a show. Love Mulan. Okay, chapter 18, Sweet Goodbyes. Sean kept his word for the most part until he didn't. I ended up pregnant again. He wanted energy from that too. That would be, oh my God, they're accusing Diddy of energy harvesting. Oh my God. Headshots for the year, huh? You better walk around like that, huh? Okay. Sean kept his word for the most part until he didn't. I ended up pregnant again. He wanted energy from that too. That would be my last blank party. My body will never be ravaged by so many people again, especially while I'm preggo. Oh my gosh. What if something happened to the twins? After that, I wanted out. But then I tried dating someone else. But every time I tried dating someone else, they would end up deleted from pneumonia. I knew Sean was behind it. This was not a coincidence. He gets jealous of a guy and they died pneumonia. I could be next. If I'm going to get out of this alive, I'm going to have to do something to make him stay away from me. So I had a plan, but it was dangerous. Sean has a vault where he keeps videotapes of all his conquests. I started sleeping with him again after he fell asleep because, he was drinking heavily. I would get into the vault and get a couple of tapes, take them home, make copies, and swap them for the next set of tapes a few days later. It took weeks to get them all copied, and he never knew I had them. This was my way out. Some of the tapes had things I never expected. There were gay parties. The gay parties were one thing, but the youngins like Usher, Little Bow Wow, Justin Bieber, I would have never known. My God, is he grooming Quincy? No, this had to end. I invited him over one day to confront him and put an end to our on again, off again relationship. I entered, listen, wait, I lost my page. Or did I? Okay, here we go. Okay, he had entered my home unannounced for the last time. He would no longer have the key after today. I was in the kitchen. Kimora and I were sharing drinks. I was scared to face him alone. Sean entered smiling. What's up, Kimmy? Hey, Mora. I told Sean, sit down. Because of my tone, he looked at me stunned and asked, what's going on? What is this? I responded with delight. It's me taking my life back. We are done. Sean just looked at me and said, hold on, wait a minute. I was so excited that I wasn't hearing any of it. I shouted at him, no more. This is effing over. He looked confused as he asked, yo, where's this all coming from? With disgust, I said, I got the footage, Sean. He looked even more confused as he inquired, yo, what are you talking about? Kimora said with revulsion, I should too. Sean said, wait, what the F is going on? Sean stood aggressively, and Kimora responded, don't make me call the cops. Sean's anger was creeping, and he replied, this is how it is. I stood and nodded. If anything happens to either one of us, it gets released. He seethed as he asked, after all I've done for you, I don't think I was ever as happy as when I said those words to him. Get out. Pissed, he started to leave, looking back with pure hatred. As he walked down the stairs, he turned around in a fury and lunged at me. He knocked me down near the top of the stairs. I was hurt. Kimora screamed, stop! Isn't she supposed to be preggo with the twins right now? As he began to crouch over me, I kicked him, hitting him in the kneecap, then his face. He went tumbling down the stairs. He was too hurt to get up. I called the cops. Kimora left before they arrived. When he left, it was in an ambulance. I felt empowered. I felt safe. Sean Combs' days had finally come to an end. Get this. Things were okay for a while. I started dating again. It was almost normal until I got serious with somebody. Then my boyfriend died of pneumonia. I knew it was Shyne again. That's when I decided to write this book. A few days ago, my home was burglarized, but only laptops were stolen. I know it had to be that bastard or his goons. Of course, I had a copy in the cloud that I was able to easily download here onto this new computer. As I continue to write down, I'll send this into the cloud as well. I'll send out copies by email, and my Google Drive password will be attached so the missing chapters can be accessed. This book must get out. There are so many more chapters to add. This outline is a great start. I had to organize the rest of the chapters and add them in little by little. I planned on spending today working on exactly that, but I'm not feeling very well. Thank God the kids aren't here this weekend, so I can rest. I called Kimora to cancel our tentative plans to meet up. When I spoke to her, she said, "Girl, that doesn't sound like the flu. You want me to go to the hospital?" Whew. Now that didn't immediately alarm me. "I just need some rest," I told her, and quickly got off the phone. By the way, can't I get my doctor? Why won't he pick up the phone? Oh no, I called Shyne from my bedroom. Wait, I called Shyne from my bedroom where I was lying in bed. All I could think about was the kids, my babies who are with this monster, that man that I now suspect as having done this to me. Shyne picked up with an air of superiority in his tone that let me know it was too late for me. He spoke confidently into the phone. "Hello?" I screamed at him. "You bastard! I have your effing children." "Yo, what are you talking about? The kids are with me," he replied with a mocking innocence. There's literally nothing I can do. I could only ask, "Did you ever love me?" Instead of answering the question, he responded, "The most important thing to me in the world is loyalty." I couldn't believe it. I had to ask, even though I understood. "What the F does that mean?" With the same feigned innocence, he mocked me. "Kim, is something wrong?" He's going to continue this game to the bitter end. I asked one last time, "How could you?" Again, with the narcissism I had now come to despise, he responded, "How could I? Do what? I gave you everything. You went to someone else. You left me just like everyone else did. You asked, how could I? How could I what?" I yelled at Shyne, "Look what you did to everyone around you." There was only anger in his response. "So you're saying everyone leaves because of how I am and you're going to expose me?" It's that moment I realized he had me burglarized. I knew it. I shouldn't have threatened him. I should have just published the book. Yo, she said, "I'm going to die like Heavy D, like Biggie, like Pac, like many others. And it's because he's a monster, plain and simple." Before hanging up, I simply said, that's not the only copy, you F." I then shoot out a group text. I let everyone know he got me. And then I called 911. As I sit here waiting for the ambulance, I'm writing this chapter and I'm praying that I make it to the hospital. I don't feel like writing anymore. I may not be around to see it in print. That's okay. I'm sending it out. He won't get away with this. I will have my say, my final words. Shyne Combs will be exposed, even if I lose my life doing it. My kids have always been my most cherished possessions. I want the world to know that. But more importantly, I want them to know. Y'all, this book, I skipped around it. The link to the book is in the link to the book is in the description box, y'all. This book, this book, this book, yo, this book. Y'all, what y'all think of this? What y'all think about this? What do y'all think of this? Put a 1. This book was heavy and it's a lot. And I skipped around it. There's more I didn't get into because, I need like to cleanse myself with sage or drink some yoo-hoo. Oh, I need some ice cream. We need that feel good energy flowing through my body. I need some ice cream. I need to cheer up. This book is so heavy and I skipped around it. Okay. I need to know, y'all heard the excerpts. Do y'all think, put a 1 in the chat if you think this was legit and you think that this was actually Kim Porter's thumb drive? Because again, the guy that wrote this, he said that Kim Porter sent this out to all her friends and the friend gave it to him because she was afraid of Diddy and he was going to publish it. But they're saying that now that, Diddy can't come to the phone right now, literally, they don't feel fear in saying anything about him. So, hold on, y'all. Let's try. Okay, so they're saying that he can't. There is nothing as satisfying as when your lips feel chapped and you put on a new coat of gloss. Oh, wait. Ooh, it's like being in an oasis. You got to like slow down with that moment, like as the water flows over your lips. It's a good feeling. Anyway, right? So he's saying that once Diddy got arrested, that's when they felt safe releasing this book. The book has not been independently verified. I am waiting to see Gene Dill and the people that are mentioned in this book come out and either refute it or say, yeah, it happened, because I think that will be the truest measure. This book could be a work of fiction. It could be a work of nonfiction. The author has not been independently verified. But given what you've heard, and I don't know what to believe, and I'm not saying that this is like, don't listen to me. I have my opinion, but I want to hear your opinion. Given what was read, put a 1 in the comments if you think this book was legit and these are Kim's words, right? And honestly, I'll tell you what, a year ago, or even when Kim passed away, I would not have believed that Diddy was some criminal that could even murk the mother of his children and get away with it. I would not, like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if somebody had said this to me, I would have been like, shut up, like, stop it. Because of his image and stuff, but even that cold-bloodedness to be able to do that. But now that we see what's in the lawsuits, and again, I know that Diddy with the freak offs and this and that, and even with Biggie and Tupac, but Kim was the mother of his children. You see what I'm saying? So, but now with the lawsuits, put a 1. Do y'all think this is legit? Sorry. My scary ass. Every time I see something flutter, I'm like, oh, a ghost. My scary ass. Anyway, right? But it was just doggy. Anyway, put a 1 in the comments. Do y'all think this is real? Put a 2 if you're like, yeah, nice try, but I think this is what a lot of people do, where they read like Lipstick Alley threads and then they piece it all together and then like come to like YouTube and different channels and act like they was there and they saw something. You know what I'm saying? Those people that be talking, and maybe they had 10% of truth, but this is the way they paid their bills, so they keep stretching it. So before you know it, they was there when Kennedy was assassinated. They were there. You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's one of those things where somebody's putting 20 on 10? Or do you think that this is legit? 2 for 20 on 10 and 1 if you think this is legit. Social Work Chaos chose me. So funny. I'm with you. Social Work Chaos, I'm with you. I'm like 1-2. Some stuff I'm like, okay. Other stuff I'm like, okay. Right? And other stuff I'm like, oh, okay. And other stuff I'm like, all right. Really quick. Oh, Paul Jones, thank you so much for becoming a member. Also, Kim Marie Norman said, that the Fed's AI write this book, the timing of this is so creepy. I agree. The timing of this is super, super creepy. But sorry, they said they've had this book for a while. The only reason they're releasing it is because now that the feds are on Diddy and Diddy is actually in custody, they feel free to speak, right? Who else said that? Social Work Chose Me says, very sensationalized, sounds loosely based on. I'll tell you what, given what we've heard in the lawsuits, I'll give you my opinion. Given what we've heard in the lawsuits, given what we've heard from the victims, given what we've heard from the court docs, right? And given from what we've seen from Diddy's own reaction and behavior, I find 70% of this book believable. I'm not saying it's true, but I believe it passes the plausibility test. The only parts that I'm like, is this loosely based on? And I'll tell you, let me know if you agree. Put a 4 if you agree with me. Put a 5 if you're just like, Tisa, shut up. Don't put a 5 before I start talking. Let me finish, right? The only point that I'm just like, okay, one, the chapters with Faith. I'm not saying Faith is dumb. I don't know Faith. I am saying that she married Stevie J, and I don't think somebody, I don't know. It's not about being dumb. It's just the fact, from the interviews I'm seeing with Faith, it just doesn't sound like the way Faith talks at all. And even to the point of her sitting there with Diddy like he's a crime boss, saying, you told me to keep your minion happy. And that's what I did. You mean to tell me that somebody got with Biggie, kissed on Biggie, loved on Biggie, let Biggie, yuck. You're trying to tell me that she did all that and then let that man impregnate her with a baby that could have come out looking just like him? Because there's always that risk. You mean she did that all because Diddy told her to? I don't know about that. And at the end of the day, you literally let, like, it just, the whole scene, I was like, this doesn't sound like Faith. It sounds weird. Out of this, that, and the third. Secondly, that last scene, while it did pull my heartstrings and it was heartbreaking, I don't know. Because the people around Diddy seemed to act like he was this criminal mastermind that could have them disappeared, and they believed him. And honestly, if you look at Little Rod's lawsuit, which I did an interview with Little Rod, make sure you check that out. If you look at Little Rod's lawsuit, he said that he believes that Diddy murked somebody less than 20 feet from him and shot them. And the police were there and everything, and nothing happened. He got away with it. So maybe everybody was right. You had nowhere to run. I just can't imagine if I really thought that somebody did something to me that was going to cost me my life. I just can't imagine in my last days or the last hour not calling the FBI hotline, not calling the police, not writing something and sending it to the New York Times. Like, I'm being serious. I mean, y'all know me, I'm dramatic. But I would send an email to the New York Times, to TMZ. I would literally do a group email, and I would make a video saying, hi, my name is Kim, blah, 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 blah. And I would send that to every media outlet on email. And then I would get to the FBI tip lines, this and that. I would call in a bomb threat to my own house. So the feds and the SWAT team come to my house and find me. I would do everything I could. But that said, I literally am sitting here talking trash because I'm not in a situation that's not me. And to be fair and play devil's advocate, Diddy had a maniacal hold over everyone. If you guys are just joining, rewind. The book, we are now in discussion time. We're having our book club. We're not in discussion time. Rewind, and that's where, like, I'm doing the reading of the book. Okay, it's a long one, but I just really feel like, but that said, I am sitting here comfortable, and I hope to never be in the position where I feel like somebody just ended my life and I have no power. So it's easy for me to talk trash and be like, oh, I happened to do this. But who knows? Who knows? And who knows how trapped she felt. In this book, Diddy seems to be operating like a deadly mob boss. In the federal complaint, they paint him like a deadly mob boss. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. I think in the coming days, the truth will tell. I know this book is good. I know this mug is good. I know this mug is good. I know this mug is good, 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 good. I'm just waiting to see the people that come and be like, yeah, I was there. I saw that. I saw that. Okay. Anyway, right? Anyway, Jazzy Cleaner says they scooped out the really good parts. No, here's the thing. I didn't read the whole book. There's more in that book. But you know what? You are right about something. They do promise that there is even more in the book. They said this is a skeleton. They got books they can write from this. So I'll be here for it. Itty Bitty Ruby said, thank you for the super chat. Also, I like that. Collectively said, I believe it because of how detailed it was. Also, the timing of when it was released. I read somewhere that the author's name is a pen name disguised for fear of retaliation from Puff. Listen, I would believe that too. Everybody seems to be have fear of retaliation from Puff. I 100% believe that. I 100% believe that. Also, where else are we? I 100% believe that. So yeah, what y'all think? Let me go to the comments really quick. Also, you guys, isn't that the prettiest name for those of you joining us? Leilani. Oh wait, Lalea. Wait, why did I think it was Leilani? It's God, this dyslexia be kicking my butt. Layla Love. Oh, I thought it was Leilani. Lelia. No, there we go. Lelia. Leilani. I like Leilani. Okay. God, this dyslexia be kicking my butt. Anyway, so where y'all at? Who's buying it? 1, if you buy it. 2, if you don't. Let's do the poll. Unofficial. Wait, can I do a poll? Hold on really quick. I'm going to do a poll in the live. Just hold on. Listen, I know some of y'all rolling your eyes. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Let me do a poll. How do I do a poll? Can I do a poll? Okay. Oh, here we go. Start a poll. Hold on. I'm going to start a poll in the live. I've never done this. Okay, hold on. Let me ask the question. Hold on. Okay. Do you find this book credible? Will you buy it? Now, you know what? Let's do first. Do you find this book credible? I'm about to release this poll. Hit 1 or 2. It's my first time making a poll. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hold on. Okay. This is so cool. Okay. Do you like, oh, wow. Look at this poll. 92% of you are like, okay, let's let this cook a little bit more. This is so cool. It's the first time I've ever done a poll in the live. If you guys are just joining, rewind. We had a book club. Now we're discussing it. If you guys have never been to a book club, you read the book, then you discuss it. You talk about how it relates to life. And usually, like, somebody brings like a charcuterie plate or snacks. Spoiler alert, I am that somebody. I always bring food. And somebody brings a beautifully made charcuterie board and snacks, okay? And you usually meet over at somebody's house. Or sometimes you meet in the park. Or sometimes you meet at a coffee shop, right? If we're going to someone's house, and I will actually bring ice cream and stuff for dessert. But usually it's just like a really pretty charcuterie board if you're going outside. So let's see where this poll's at. There's a poll. Do you find this book believable? Do you find this book? You guys, everybody in the chat, I'm not even asking for like, can you answer the poll? Do you find this book believable? Right now, 88%. Right now, we have 1,000 votes, and 88% of them find the book believable. Okay. 12% of y'all were like, we ain't buying this. Cap. All right. I appreciate the honesty. Really quick, also, while you guys are taking the poll, here we go. Kelsey Mitchell said, lol, people have been saying Biggie and Faith's marriage was arranged for years. Have they? Oh, ew. Listen. Ew. Ew. Somebody ordered you? Biggie? Who shot that? Ew. Yuck. And also, it's not just the fact of the way he looked, because honestly, love conquers everything, even though he was cockeyed and this and that, and love conquers everything. But Biggie was also, according to all the blogs, a huge abuser to everyone when he was with. There's a girl named Charlie Baltimore. There was Little Kim. Like, Biggie was a piece of ish. He treated Little Kim horribly, if you can believe the blogs. So that's what I mean, like, ew, but also, ew, brother, ew, brother, ew. Anyway, Venus Green said, T said, I was with someone almost like Diddy. I knew better to even attempt to call the cops. He only stopped when I shot him. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Venus, well, one, congratulations on being not being in jail, right? Justice prevailed. And also, secondly, all jokes aside, thank God it's such a blessing you are here to even share this with us. So again, thank you for letting me know, Venus. That's why, again, okay, yeah, I say I would have done this other than that. But like you said, when you're actually in the thick of it and you're dealing with someone that you feel can have, like, can tap you at any time, it's a whole different ball game. And the fact that you literally raised, you really literally got a firearm to defend yourself and literally had to hurt him to make it stop. Exactly. So maybe, like I said, yeah, Diddy was that connected. Kim really felt like she had no other options, and she did what she could. And she did what she could. Seventh Dimension said she could not call the Popo or the FBI. That's a good point. See, I skipped over chapters, but that's why I like it, because y'all be like fleshing it out. That's true. She couldn't call the Popo or the FBI. Diddy has long been rumored to have been an FBI informant. Now, I know what y'all saying. T said, if he's an FBI informant, how is he on trial for federal prosecution? Well, two things. One, FBI informants are not co-workers. FBI informants are pieces of crap, and the FBI treats them as such. They literally says, we could throw you in the jail forever, or you can be our little servant. We don't care if something happens to you on the street. We don't care about this. We don't care about that. Just do what you're told, right? Keep making me dance, waving my hands, and it won't be no threat. FBI informants are not co-workers. They don't treat their informants right. They keep the informants until they no longer have a use for them. And when they no longer have a use, whatever happens, it can happen. It's not witness protection. He was an informant. Now, why is that important? Because the FBI don't care about their informants, okay? Only as long as you're useful. Who knows how long Diddy's been useful? But second of all, people keep forgetting the Department of Homeland Security is the ones doing the investigation. In the government, there are different tiers. There is local police, state police, state police, and state troopers, depending on what state you're on. They're neck and neck. However, then we get into federal, right? Federal has more authority. A federal agent, FBI, has more authority than state police and local police. That's the FBI. However, there's somebody that has even more control than FBI. And these people have control over almost every agency. And the FBI bows down to them. And that is the Department of Homeland Security Investigations, or the Department of Homeland Security, HSI. The Homeland Security does not offer any, they do not honor anything the FBI does and any deals the FBI has made. So if the Department of Homeland Security says, yeah, we're taking your informant down and there ain't nothing you can do about it, guess what? The informant's going. It's even written in your contract when you make a deal. Like, it's subject to the laws of the United States. And the laws, it's kind of like local police, if you're their informant, cannot promise you that if the FBI has you involved in an investigation, that the FBI can't go and snatch you from your mama's couch. They can keep you safe in the town, but if the FBI gets involved, sorry, the protection doesn't go. It doesn't, like the FBI is above us. They can come and snatch you. So even if Diddy was an FBI informant, the Homeland Security can come in and snatch Diddy, right? And that's why it would make sense that even if he was an FBI informant, that don't mean shit to the Department of Homeland Security. And if he was an FBI informant and he was whatever, then those people might be implicated too. Again, the Department of Homeland Security don't give a shit what the FBI is talking about. I'm not saying they don't respect them, but if it's time to pull rank and be like, I don't care who the F you are. Yeah, the Department of Homeland Security, not just the FBI, but several government agencies, they are top dog. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, but again, I get your point with Kim. DC, thank you so much for becoming a member. Okay, let's see what this poll is doing. Hold on, y'all. Let's see what this poll is doing, and then we can get out of here. Okay, so we have the poll. We have about, how many votes? It's racking up. 1,900 votes? No, we have 1,887 votes. Now we have 1,896. Okay, now we have 1,900 votes. Okay, 86 of you guys find this book to be very, very credible. And 14% are saying, hell no, we don't believe that crap. Dawn Brazil says, please have Sloan on. She predicts no trial for Diddy is either unalived or plea. She also said that this is Kim's first love she gave the information to. Totally valid in my opinion. I could believe that. And listen, at that point, the Diddy-ish is so wild. Yo, it could be anything and all. Like at this point. Anyway, right? Listen. So Jamie says, it sounds like in the early stages, the bad boy Diddy slept with everyone. Does this mean he slowed that down when he started signing more people and music groups that he had that had more than 2 people? Maybe then he picked one person out of the larger groups that had mind control over. Or do you think he ruled the world and wanted mind control over everyone? Sounds like Diddy was farming a B6-13. He was even over Olivia Pope. Honestly, I think that Diddy, when it became like with bands, I think that he had people he liked and people he didn't. And by liked, I mean like he seemed to want to take the strongest people and crush them. Everybody said Kim was so beautiful, but also she had a beautiful life and she was so strong. And he wanted to crush that. Same thing with Cassie. Same thing with Aubrey. Same thing with Dawn. Probably with Kalina, but honestly, I want to hear because that's actually an interesting point. Did he just mess with everybody's head around him? Or did he have his favorites he likes to, that he liked to mess with? I'm really actually interested. Cal said, you're working it out, Tisa. Great job and thank you. Oh, thank you guys. Okay, so really quick, let me just get into this. Let's lead with the poll. We now have about 2,000, a little bit over 2,000 votes. 87% think this book is credible. 9% think it's not. Last thing, I'm going to do one more poll because these are fun. Hold on. Okay. Are you, this is so fun, buying the book? Are you buying a book? Okay, last poll, you guys, and after that, we can get out of here in 2 minutes. I swear to God. I know you're like, God, Tisa, one more time. Are you guys buying the book? I just started a poll. Put yes or no. Are you buying the book? It's my last question. I swear to God. What's up, YM? YM Droid said, Sloan also said Kim was okay with the kink and thug stuff, but saw something that she couldn't stand by. Guessing it's the youngins. Listen, at this point, I don't know why. I don't think anybody could ever defend Diddy morally at this point. I really don't. I really don't think anybody could defend Diddy morally at this point. Okay, So where's the poll? Did you guys vote in the poll? Oh, look at this. Are you buying the book? That's interesting. 54% said yes. 47% said no. That's interesting. Okay, I get it. Some people just aren't book buyers. Also, I actually think this book should have been electronic. I really honestly think this book should have been electronic. You have to order a paper copy, which is cool. But I think he would have made so much more and it would have flown off the shelves if you had literally just made it electronic and you could just download it to your phone or your Kindle or something, you know? But then again, I don't know. Maybe you never know if the Kim case is reopened. Is this going to become a collector's edition? I'm being serious. Think about it. If something in that book is found out to be true or helps convict Diddy or it gets Kim's case reopened, these books could actually become collector's edition. I'm just saying. So maybe that's why they did it in paper. Okay, now we have almost 1,000 votes. 53% are going to buy. 20. Okay, guys, last minute. Look at the screen and do the poll. Are you going to buy this book? Yes or no? And if you were, like, you know what I'm saying? Yes or no? Okay, that's still a lot of people buying this book. So you believe the book overwhelmingly, but it's split whether people will buy the book or not. Well, I mean, I understand that. Some people buy books and some people don't, especially when everybody's talking about it. Anyway, you guys, thank you for joining the live. Just want you guys to know that there is a lot of oh wait, what's this? Did you hear about Nicki Minaj? Her knee is on Steve Stout and Jay-Z's neck. She's spilling all the tea in the industry. All right, let me get out of here. I might have to go live in 10 minutes. Let's see what Nicki's talking about. Also, Jovi Joe said, are you going to invite Sloan or nah? Time to tell. Yeah, if you guys want me, you guys email me who you want me to invite on the channel and I'll reach out to them. Maybe. And honestly, Sloan Bella is so big. Y'all need to be asking if she's going to come to my channel. That's what y'all need to ask. If she's going to come to my channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's so big. Why would she mess with my little channel? I think she has like way more subbies than me. Maybe I should be asking her, excuse me, Miss Bella, may I come talk to you on your channel? I don't know. Slum's going to come slum it over here. Not that we the slums, but you know, she big time, right? She might not want to come to the ghetto. What's up, G-Way? Okay, let me get out of here. I'm getting delirious. Register to vote. You guys, it don't matter who you voting for. Make sure you register, okay? Make sure you register. Make sure you register to vote. All right? Anyway, you guys, let's go. Let's get out of here. Also, Trishawn, what's up, Trishawn? Trishawn's at Tisa Tells, here for all the tea that Tisa tells. Thank you, Trishawn. I appreciate that. Okay, so last closeout. We have almost 1,400. We have almost 1,400 votes. 53% of y'all are buying it. Jamie said she heard about Nicki earlier, but didn't have time to deal with her because it's all distraction at this point on her behalf with that husband of hers. I know that's right. We got some tea about that. But listen, let me get out of here. I will talk to y'all later. Thank you. Bye-bye.